turn on the mic. Sorry, I did not turn on the mic this entire time. Thanks for letting me know, Andrew. I was just talking to myself this entire time. So I'm looking at building a Nubia Angel budget deck. Trying to do something a little bit different and putting together some strategy that might work with that. But one of the big concerns I'm running into is the fact that I don't know if Angels is going to work on a budget. I mean, make the exception that you're running Angel. What other commons and uncommons can you run with the Angel to make the deck work? But like Chrono Walker is such a big aspect of this deck. What would you run in a budget Angel deck? The only rare you can run is Angel, and then outside of that, you're looking at commons and uncommons. Riven Nye seems to be a big proponent into that deck. Very, very solid card. It's either Riven Nye or Breath of Jae'Lara. I don't think I would run both. And I think part of that's going to come down to what other summons I'm running. So I'm looking at my summon line. Here. Spells, alterations, spell. I guess we'll put techniques and alterations into the same line. I was looking at shutdown. Not control per se, but I'm just trying to, like, basically what I'm trying to think about is my next deck tech that I'm doing later this week. That article. And the thing I'm looking at is I wanted to build a Nubia deck tech. So I always start with a common uncommon version of it, a budget popper type of version of the deck. I think Subjugation Strike helps a lot with that. Tsunami helps a lot. Like when I try to make a popper budget version, I'm not trying to run more than 6 copies of any uncommon, usually no rares or very low number of rares. Where's Shutdown? Shutdown should be over here somewhere. Martial Training, Martial Sentry, Sadistic Illusion. There's Shutdown. Okay. This, and this will help. This and this. That's pretty good. But I don't know if those are necessary per se. That could help quite a bit. Just to get me out of a bind and give me a good option. Take that out. These two are just such safe choices, like Shutdown and Pressure Point. But it's just, I don't know how I feel about them. I guess if I'm not running any 7s, then it's fine. Because then I can go 2, 3, and that gives me 2 angels. 1, 2, 3. That gives me 2 angels. No, I want to run 3 angels. So let's run Substrike there. And 2 Substrikes like that. And then we'll run another Pressure Point. I guess a Mind Reading would be good. Like 2 Mind Readings. Mind Readings used to be so OP, and like no one runs them anymore. It's really weird. Get that out of here. So what would be Chrono Walkers, I'm going to turn into Tarantulas. Okay, how many does that give us? 39. That's 40. 42. 44. I don't want to run that many River Knives. Because they're good, but I think that I don't have enough summons to take enough advantage of them. See, normally, Subjugation Strike here would be replaced by more Angels. So then you're running 6 Angels, but it being a budget deck, I'm trying to limit that. I only have spot for 2 more cards. What I'm gonna do is, let's pull out my normal Angel deck, or not my Angel deck, the one that won the circuit tournament. Drop that over there and see if we can draw on some inspiration. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Kabus, I don't care for Kabus. It's a good card, but it's just with no rares again. Oh, Dedicated Studies. I'm not even running Dedicateds. So maybe pull 2 of these to put in 2 Dedicateds. 4. And that puts me 7 chi under. But if I pull out 2 River Knives, then I can put in a 6 or a 7 chi card. How many points does that leave me with? 15 points? That seems really off. So this grouping of 6 balances this group 6. This group of 5 is balancing this group of 5. Yeah. This is self-balancing. River Knives. Yeah, I should be able to put in 2 6s. 4. That's... Oh, River Knights are 4G. They're not even 5G. That's why I'm so off. Yeah, so then I would look at Angels. There's nothing in Vellum that heals an ally, does it? Not directly. So then let's put in one of those. That's balanced off by that. And then let's get rid of these to put in more Dedicateds, and then another 6G. Some subtle evasion I think will be useful. It's not super necessary, but I like it. So we're at 49 cards with 5 points remaining. Yeah, we are. And another tsunami it is. I think that works. And that's 5 Dedicated Studies. Seems like a pretty reasonable build. Would you consider this a budget version of this deck? Alright, let me take a screenshot of this. Snipping tool. Alright. Cool. Now, let's do the fun part of upgrading this deck if you were to get like the ideal version of playing with it. Now, first thing I would look for is Chrono Walker. It's such a great value add card. If you're not running Chrono Walker, that's just a challenge. Always run Chrono Walkers. Okay. So Welcome to Jailer. I like using the Welcome to Jailer art, not because it's strictly better. They both have their own flair of which one you like more or less. But I like this one just because it's newer. So let's get rid of... Ooh. No, that's the thing. So first off, these smoke bombs would definitely turn into Chrono Walkers. Would I replace these? Yeah, it makes sense to just replace these with Chrono Walkers. I would replace these with more angels. So I like the wind slashes. Let's move this one here. Take out this gen. And then... say I'm not running the River Nai. Instead, I'm running wind slashes to give me some more aggression. So Stone Protectors are definitely solid, but I think the Stone Protectors work better if you're running the River Nai Angel deck compared to anything else. Where did they go? Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to run that. I do like Bolt Shot. I think it's a crazy card. Because right now, if I run out of Aura, what more can I do in the game? I really can't do much. So I think getting the Bolt Shots is going to be very important in this build. May actually look at pulling out that Angel. Because then I can pull out this Pressure Point. If I move a Dedicated Studies there, then this 3 can be reallocated. Yeah, this is where I'm looking at. Searching, grabbing that Kabus. Because, let's pull this out. I should put another gen. Probably another gen. Just to make them appear more in game. I am playing Nubia though. So the draw may not be as necessary as compared to having just bodies on the table. So let's put this mind read. I guess no. Pull out 2 here. Pull them like that. And then where's the Welcome to Jailer Bolt Shot? Search. Bolt Shot, Bolt Shot, Bolt Shot. There we go. 1 point over. Alright, now let's put these by chi. Because I think that will reveal some weekends that I may have. Nothing evident so far. First thing that appears is that that's not enough bolt shots. But this is the hardest part, is like trying to figure out how many of each card you need, especially when there's a lot of cards to choose from. Sometimes it's better to just streamline and not run so many different strategies. If you are looking at running angels during the tournament, I mean, here's an option for the deck build. Yeah, I should announce that, you know, we are doing a tournament this month, which is really exciting. Now that's a lot of Chrono Walkers. It'll be our first one. It'll be done completely on Tabletop Simulator. That's going to be a lot of fun. So if you have Tabletop Simulator, consider signing up. And if you don't, let me know. And I'll also be interested in getting some people to help commentate on it. Alright, so that's how the deck build's looking so far. So I think I can pull out 2 Chrono Walkers. Ideally, I would want to put in 2 more bolt shots, but I don't have the space for that. Unless I downgrade some things. So we can downgrade this. These are just so cheap. It's so hard to resist them. There's only 2 Kabusses in the deck, eh? Not a whole lot of 3s for a deck of this style. Normally these type of decks are running a lot of 3s. Okay, let's pull out those. Put in 2 more of each of these. Because that's the thing, I'm looking at when my resources are low, what can I do? And there's not a whole lot. So Kabusses help with that, Bolt Shot helps with that. Windslash helps with that. All these things cost very, very little. Let's pull out one of these guys and put in another Kabuss, I guess. Because that gives me 5 Bolt Shots. Yeah, I guess this is how I do it. Alright, I got my Nubia Angel deck to test that when... whenever I got someone to play against. Nice, yeah. Did I do that? Pull the dedicated for the Kabuss? I remember pulling a 4 chief for the Kabus. I think I pulled a Jin. But if I find that I have too many dedicated, then yeah, I'll pull one out for the Kabus. Or swap it around for the Jin. Thanks though. Thanks for coming in the last minute to help me there. I don't play Angels very often, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Let's see if anyone's available to play. Not, there's another deck build that I want to try out. So I got this. Let's reset. Actually, what I'm gonna do, yeah, I'll just reset the deck builder here. Load that up. So there's some Future League stuff that I want to look at. London Fog and Entrapment. So something I also want to look at is we've been looking at a lot of the new champions. I want to see how the old champions fare with some of the new Future League cards. So you don't have Holy Pillars yet. You don't have Dark. We do have Earth, but that's less interesting. See, if Kun had access to Naizu, that'd be very different. I'd definitely run that more. It's a shame that Fong doesn't have access to Fire Pillar. How many people actually have access to their own pillars? I guess Idris does. Yep. Those are all the original champions. I guess with the new cards, there is a question of can Fong be more playable? That is a good question. So Fong definitely has not seen much shine. Neither has Malik. We've seen competitive Idris, we've seen competitive Nubia and Raha. Kendra hasn't. Rain has seen play. I play Long a lot, but I mean, I wouldn't mind to play more Long. Long's always fun. Udar, Khan, Core, and Erica. So these champions I want to get rid of. Is there anything in Axon and Chaos that can make Kendra work better? You got Over Easy. Over Easy is a solid summon. That could definitely do a lot of damage. And then Firehound's interesting. Scary Beast, Firewall. New Essence Trade, Fighter Lead. Or can Malik be run now? Thymos has some of the coolest stuff in Future League right now. Yeah, let's try Malik deck now with Future League stuff. I don't like that Malik. Where's the other Malik? The original Malik. There you are. Okay. So now, grabbing those, grab this, grabbing these, this. Got a lot of cards to search through. So I'll throw it onto the table, but I think Brooke's a better option. So speed needs to be my favorite. I think Brawler's Momentum is going to be a key card here. Where's Brawler's Momentum? Is it Chaos or Thymos? There it is. So let's look at all the speed things that I can do. We got Brawler's Momentum. We got Leap, which is awesome. But do I want to run Leap or the Warps? I'm thinking the Warps might be a little bit better. They need a target, but they can do a decent amount. Short, mid, and long. Which, I mean, the mid and the long allow me to trigger into Brawler's Momentum. Now, Peripheral Visions would be great, but don't really got that. If I can run the Blitz summons, so something like this dude and Brooke. Because Brooke is on fire. Brooke's awesome. Where are you, Brooke? So those are the summons that I'm really interested in. How much chi is this dude? Oh, nice. He's 4 chi. Yeah. I think momentum's just gonna be the biggest thing about this. Shoulder hop's good because it make it that even if I'm locked down, I can still move, which is an interesting advantage you can get on your opponent. Yeah, this card's gonna be awesome. Knockback is solid. Spiral Slash is solid. Did I go for the fatigue strategy? It's one of those styles that you gotta go all in for if you're going to do. So this is the card I was really thinking about focusing on. Because if I can get the momentum to be where I want to be, then this can dish out a lot of damage. And it can give me cards to deal with big summons too. But with everything I have here, I have no way of dealing with flyers. And another technique means diluting the pool for the Melissa's beatings. This is always a fun card. And it can deal with flyers pretty well. But it's expensive for Malik. I would love to run this. I think it's a very solid option. The other option, instead of having aggressive summons, is to have defensive summons. So running Giant Scorpion. Oh, you're not in Bellum, eh? What does Chaos have? That's a defensive summon. Death Eater is a good option. I think Formosan. Okay, let's, instead of looking at the malicious beatings, look at the warps with the summons. I know Malik isn't seen as much of a summoner, but there's a lot you can do with Malik. So let's take out that. Let's take that out. And then where's that other monkey? This one. Then I can run this. I think that's a better strategy. Okay. So this allows me to stop little tricks from happening. This could be a great offense. Plus these two are really cheap. These two are a bit on the expensive end, but it'll be fine. These end up giving me the momentum I need. These are techie techniques. It still feels like it's missing something. We'll try it against Angel Deck and see how it goes. But let's balance these out. Thinking 5 will probably be a good number. So I know I want 4 of these guys. That gives me 4 here. You know, I might not even need the right hooks. So I have enough things here that I want to run on the lower cheese slots. If I can get rid of 3 cheese, that's always a good option. Alright. Let's run a few of these. A few of these. I think just 4 of these. Alright, looks like I'm running 5 of those, because that gives me an even number to run of these. I mean, it's an interesting play. We'll see how it goes. Hey! Let me turn on your...
Sorry for taking so long. Darren was asking me to help him make a deck for the tournament.
Fair enough.
So he's going to come in here and test out his new deck.
Cool, cool, cool. Uh, 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35.
I just joined the wrong game. Whoop.
Oh yeah, I don't have a group.
Oh, okay.
Group thing going.
I will. Oh, then I. Okay, I will make one.
I was trying to look at what which of the old champions get a significant benefit from Future League cards.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
So I don't think we do a lot of that. Look. Okay.
I will be right back.
No worries.
And I do have a server up when you're ready.
Okay, perfect. Cool, 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 cool. Not even be promoted.
Hello.
Hey.
I was told I need to test a deck against you.
Alright, sure. Yeah. We still need to get a few people to sign up for the tournament, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
I'm gonna lose, but that's okay.
It's all about having fun, right? Go. We need Alex to come back
just
to
don't let-
promote.
I am back.
Alright.
You are promoted.
Don't let me verse Alex in this tournament. I'll lose.
I think that's how most people feel when they face against Alex. Alright, so...
What about me, Alex?
You are promoted.
No.
Alright. I'm just gonna share the live stream.
Will was asking if you recorded today's town hall. I
Oh,
said
yeah.
you did.
Yeah, I just need to put that up somewhere.
You forgot? Oh no, you did. You made them big.
Yeah, so that they wouldn't get mixed in.
Now you gotta shrink them down to the right size, though. To put them in your
I
deck.
know.
This is also Darren's first game with sideboard, Sid.
Oh, nice.
I've never heard of them. Wait, I'm trying to put them side by side for reference,
Oh, for size?
so I can make them the same size.
A bit smaller. A little bit smaller? That looks right. Let's see.
What are you doing?
Trying to use it for reference.
Alright, so what type of deck should I bring to playtest against?
Oh, you can play anything. You can play Future League stuff because it's more about how Darren likes the deck and the feel of it.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try with an Angel deck.
Okay.
Just because.
That's fair. You're getting the hard stuff right off.
Yep, let's go and swing. This is my deck tech that I'm doing for this week, so I want to at least get a game or two under it.
I don't think Darren's ever actually faced the Angel of Retribution yet.
Oh,
It'll
what
be the
is
first
that?
time. That's the big angel.
Is that the HE?
Yeah.
Who are you? Nubia? Okay.
Well, that's the thing about doing a tabletop simulator tournament, is that the craziest decks are going to show up.
I was also informed about OTKs.
Yeah, because they're
Yeah,
under
those are going to be interesting.
I don't wanna. I don't want
that's
to
what-
deal
that's-
with a-holes.
There's nothing directly wrong with an OTK deck. I mean, they're not fun to play against or to play with, but, I mean, all that matters at the end of the day is if you win, right? Right?
I suppose.
We're saying this now, then, but at tournament time, Darren's gonna be the one playing the OTK deck.
No.
There's just too much fear that Darren has to become the thing that he fears in order to
Thing that
defeat it.
everyone else fears.
Alright, my computer is moving a little slow. Alright, so we need a roll.
Why are the dice so big? Alex, did you do this?
7.
Oh, not flip. There we go. 8.
No, don't delete those. It's from back. It's from back.
There's one right here.
There you go. No, that's the big one. She doesn't like. She wants it smaller. He wants
Okay.
it smaller.
So wait, who's going
Too
first? Sorry.
thick. I think I'll go first. That was like a question mark at the end. You're playing angels, so I think I should go first.
It all depends on what type of angel decks it made, to be honest.
Isn't there like 2 angels in the game or something?
No, it's more so the style of how the angels come attacking. Whether they teleport to you or whether they walk up to you.
Makes
Ooh,
sense,
I can
makes
switch
sense.
myself to DM.
Yes.
Oh
yes,
no,
you
don't look at my cards.
Oh no. I see both cards. Oh no.
How's it look?
All right, you start.
That's it.
Oh
Interesting.
no.
You got this. Don't worry. You got this.
Don't forget movement phase first.
Is that a thing?
You don't have to
Movement
move.
I
phase.
guess. I guess I'll move here and go hide in a corner. Just gonna throw some shit on the board.
All right, don't forget we're streaming.
Oops. Throw some stuff on the board.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna throw this thing on the board.
There's a lot of stuff on the board. That's a lot of stuff.
And then I'll eat this sea crate
Since we're
and draw a card.
since we're training you to play properly, how about you pay your costs one at a time as you play each card going forward this match?
Oh no. Imagine playing properly.
I know, it's pretty ridiculous.
Okay, that's 15. 4 and 12 is 16.
Now you may continue and you can eat your snack.
Okay.
Cool.
Num 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 num.
Let's go forward
Tastes like
one.
chicken.
And do I want to go forward? Okay.
Depends on how many death companions you want down on you.
And we'll play an angel.
Will you now? What does Nubia do?
She has visions.
Oh, you draw extra cards.
And that's it for me. Next round?
Okay.
Shiny.
No.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, I really wish I could have made. Oh my god, such bad luck. I really wanted to make today's
Town Hall?
but yeah, super wanted to make it, but then internet conked out this morning. It's back now. I don't know. My modem decided for a couple of hours it wasn't going to do anything because I was able to make 4 times.
Hmm.
We just left it off for an hour.
Yeah.
Did I miss
Pardon?
it, I guess? If it's okay to talk. Did I miss anything big at the town hall, or if it's okay to talk about it here, like in the stream?
I was just getting feedback from people on like the champions, what we can do for design space, limitations and strengths of what we're doing currently. It's just a lot of feedback. I'll be posting up the link so you can listen to it later.
Yeah, I think we mostly the thing that we were talking about you mostly was the if then else clause. I think we've made that better. As a group, we talked about that a lot.
Yeah, it's just it needed just like a codified language, I think, for it. That's all. Like putting the full stop makes it a bit confusing, like the period there. So yeah.
All right, Darren.
Yeah, nothing big. It was just,
all right, what?
Pay your costs. Darren.
I was
Did you pay your costs?
I had a question.
Oh, okay.
It cut me out, so it didn't let me ask the question. So the range attack that you have there, is it a target or is it everything?
It is target.
Yeah.
So since it is range, it is able to hit aerial.
Okay, and that's the only thing that is different. Okay, because
Same with you.
words are not.
Is the voice
Yeah.
terrible for you guys? For
Yeah, it's super scratchy.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very scratchy.
Oh.
I don't know.
Damn.
How about a Discord and rain drop back in?
Okay. I'll be back.
Cool. Yeah, it's. I mean, I'll put up the recording from the town hall, and people can listen to it. And one thing I totally forgot is that, hey, voice is much better now.
Okay.
For Zoom, you can actually call in using like voice minutes, and there's actually like a phone number you dial into, and then you just put in the code, and you'll join by voice. So you don't have to use like the app or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good for the future, for sure. One thing I did want to ask today in the town hall, and I was actually considering typing it up because it's just because, again, not trying to jump in. Yeah, to just couch the question, I guess it's not me disagreeing with stuff you said, but just asking for information. Because you were mentioning how Genesis, like, removal can get dangerous for it, and basically, so from my perspective, I played obviously a ton of Magic, and I'm thinking back to where Wizards had Standard being basically the worst. It's almost the worst it's ever been in terms of a functional format that's just not fun to play. Rather, like, their broken formats are broken, but they had a functional format that wasn't fun to play, and that was because they decided to. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure we're progressing in the game as well. So you're fully started out there, Darren?
Yeah, it looks like Core went summon 2 Death Companions.
Then at the end of your turn, I'm gonna play a Chrono Walker. I gotta do this. It's just.
Yep. That's okay.
It's a
Punish
lesson.
Darren until he
Just as the body.
So and then
body.
I'll swap with it, and then I'm gonna go with Nubia and go for. Yeah, I think I'll move. I can't move twice. I can go there and just play Bolt Shot and hit all of them for 4. It needed to happen. So, general rule of thumb is if you have a lot of creatures, don't play them all at once. Space them out throughout the game, and definitely don't stack them on the same spot. It's gonna put you in a rough position. And then those guys can move twice, but that's fine. I'll just end my turn there. Alright. Alright, Sean, you were saying about removal?
Yeah, so basically Magic got to a point where they wanted people to feel that they could play whatever fun stuff they wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
So they nerfed removal to basically being incredibly expensive. Like, 4 mana was the best removal in the game, and as opposed to the normal 2 mana removal. So they doubled the cost of mana for removal, is I guess the way is the translation. And it basically, what this did was, instead of what they thought was diversifying the format, because like removal was bad, so you could play whatever you want, what it ended up being is the format completely homogenized, because it just narrowed on to, well, if it's just I'm playing my threat, you're playing your threat, well, I want to play the best threats. So then the format became 2 threat decks plus 1 combo deck. Then the combo deck got banned, and the format became just 2 threat decks. Like, it just completely homogenized into just 2 decks. Mm-hmm. And I guess my question is like, why, like, so obviously you don't want to lean too far into removal for Genesis, but like, what makes you think that, I guess that this problem couldn't pop up in Genesis 2? Just like, like, where if removal doesn't exist in a global form, that like people wouldn't just like eventually, like as a player pool gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you have more competitive tournaments. So this is kind of ways out, but like that homogenization danger won't pop up as well.
So it's not that I don't think that will happen, and I try to stay as modest as possible, being like, we will make mistakes, things will go wrong, and we did see that even in competitive in the circuit, the championship, where a lot of the decks were the Nubia one form or another, and Alex can attest to that. Like, Nubia's always been about half of meta, and then we start seeing some like deviations. The thing is, it's not that I don't think we should have removal. It's that it's really, really difficult to figure out what the formula behind it should be. And part of that is the fair trade-off, and also summons are very vulnerable. In the exception of one summon, which is the Angel of Retribution, all other summons are very, very fragile in Genesis compared to Magic. In Magic, if you want to kill a particular creature, either you need to wait for it to attack, or you need to put enough aggression on your opponent that you force them to defend. But in Genesis, if you want to kill off a particular creature, you just hunt it down and you kill it.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
The playstyle in the game is very different. And because even if we look at something like Chrono Walker, for example, I just moved it, so that's why it's on my mind. For the longest time, Chrono Walker was seen as insanely powerful because of how decoy and everything worked, and then for a little while it fell out of favor because it just died a lot of the times the moment it hit the table, and 6 health was not enough. Even something like Primordial Force, which has 8 health, it dies really, really quickly. And so it's the way creatures are treated in Genesis is kind of a mix between Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Where in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can just target the creature you want to kill, and then here you kind of get a mix. If you play well, you can keep your creatures alive for a long time. If you don't play well, your creatures are just going to die the moment they hit the table. And so...
Oh yeah, I totally get that. Like, I hadn't played Genesis for a while, and then I started playing Limited with Reed, actually.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm just relearning all the little, no, what? It's like, like, you move a creature, and then, like, the moment you move it, you're like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Like, so, even, I don't know if you're watching the game we're playing right now, but I think Darren just experienced for the first time the pains of dropping all the Death Companions on the exact same spot. I just came up, bolt shotted them all. And it's like, if you...
Yeah.
You need to find a good balance with your creatures, because they are a huge investment. And then there's the other side of it. Creatures are investments, a much different investment in Genesis than they are in Magic. In Magic, if you pay 2 mana for a 2/2 and your opponent terrors it, or Dark Banishes it, or whatever, or Lightning Bolts it, you're like, alright, I lost my creature, but I still have my 2 lands. Now, if every creature you played said you play this creature and you sacrifice the proportionate amount of lands, like all the lands you tap for it, you sacrifice, that's a whole other game. Mm. And now, those creatures you really don't want to die, because now you've invested so much into them. So someone like Malik, when he plays 15 Aura for Brook, it means really something very, very different than Erica paying 15 Aura for a Brook. Ooh, Necrolich. Nice play. So for that reason, it becomes... the strategies and the depths of how it works is very different. It's the big thing that I want to express a lot, especially to people like you who constantly challenge us. I welcome the challenge. I welcome the opportunity to talk about these things. But I also want to address the fact that we are still learning the strengths and weaknesses of this game. So when I say something's not going to happen, it's that as of right now, I do not think as designers, we can make a balanced version of that card. If we were to make something like Dark Banishing in Genesis, either it would be terrible and no one would ever use it, or it'd be broken and everyone would use it. I don't know how to hit that middle ground with that card just yet.
So I'll put a spin on it. I think it'll be terrible, and it won't be terrible for the reason. It'll be terrible for the reason that it won't be good versus mid-range decks. The Necrolich's deck, when you come in to go kill one of the 2 summons they got, that's when it's terrible. But then you have the Balancing Act versus the Angel of Retribution deck, that's when it's great.
Yeah.
It's one of those cards that's good in certain matchups. Yeah.
No, that's great. I mean, like that's for me. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want.
I'm pro removal, but
yeah, no, I can totally understand wanting to take the time to like figure out and get it right. I mean, don't know how much we're talking about Future League, but like some of the alterations that were just posted like in the last couple of days, like those are kind of pseudo removal stuff, and like it's a really interesting way to do it. I'm very hyped on alterations. I think there's a ton of design space for them. I'd love to see like strong alterations with like 1 HP that are like hard to protect, but like like have like game defining. Like it's like like you make your opponent go, hey, like you got to deal with this. I mean, oh my gosh, there's so much you can do with alterations. You can have alterations that like tick down, like it's like a bomb that's gonna go off. Like not doesn't have to be with like an area effect damage, but just like this is a thing. Like if I can protect it for long enough, then bam bam, something awesome is gonna happen. Like it starts with counters, and then you remove counters or whatever. Like there's so much cool space I feel for alterations. I'd love to see like removal ones. Just ones which are like impact the pace of play. It's like oh yeah, you thought you had it, but like if I can survive now for like 3 turns, then this is going to be a very different battlefield. So
yeah.
So
and that's the
other just for Darren. For Darren, as a side note, when you go to a tournament play, it is probably better to just concede rather than show your opponent that you're playing this. Because up to this point, to give up, to not continue playing. Concede is to lose the game, rather than show your opponent that you're playing counter magic. Because at this point, the resources and the board control, you're not making it back.
Yeah.
This is just advanced.
That's
plays.
Actually very. I never thought of that.
I've definitely done that.
So
I've definitely done that. Yeah, or just like you've lost, but you just continue playing because like it'll take them a couple turns to win, and they might have to commit a little bit, but you've lost, so you just like don't commit much or play things that they know you have copies of, so that you can see more of the deck.
Yeah.
Or mill them. That's always a one. Like you're about to die, so you just play a incidental mill card and just like I want to see what's in your deck. Let's get a bit more information. You're not going to concede from even seeing the deck. You've got this game locked up.
This is more for advice for the tournament play, not for here. This is casual play, so it's fine.
And then the other thing you said that's very much on point, which is our interpretation of things that are from other games are going to be different. So when we talked about removal, and you pointed out the new ones like Entrapment and London Fog as removal, it's just we need to find things that fit well in Genesis and work within the scope of what Genesis does. So we may not have traditional removers as like a straight out kill target summon. We may not, but there's other realms to explore. So
alteration-based removal, I think, is an awesome space because instead of just like, it's dead, it's done, now you pose a question. It's like, okay, you can get your thing back. You're going to have to invest some time, some resources, some attacks to do it, and maybe I'll spend the time to develop my board and say, like, what are you going to do? And, like, those questions and then seeing what the answers are that come from your opponent, that's great game, I think.
Yeah. I think there was a game I played on Friday. It had to have been against you, Alex, where I did something to hold you back for just one round, which gave me enough time to come in close.
Yeah, this is the game where I was chasing you down with Nubia and I just couldn't finish you off and I decked out.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing of, like, a cool use of alterations, just slowing your opponent down. Anything else, Aaron? Or are you exerting core there?
I think that's it. I don't know what's happening. Hard to
Yeah.
Without talking.
But as a side note,
Kabus will kill Kabus.
Shahan, you should just say, Sid, why don't you make a kill spell for Future League?
Yeah, and then I could just do it and see how it goes.
Yeah, there's
And
no
then
risk.
I'll attack you for 3 here.
I mean, that's the space to do it. I mean, you can even be like, this is not for the next set.
And
This
then
is just
attack
like,
you for
what
6.
does this do? Like, how does this? Yeah.
Oh,
what
we
does
talked
this
about
ruin?
that in the town hall. One of the questions asked was the
move it.
stuff we're working on is it for the next set, and Sid said no. Some of the stuff we're looking at is for the next set, up to 4 sets from now, in Future League. It's all over the place.
Yeah. That was the point of Future League, is shifting it away from just testing the next set and moving it towards testing anything, every
Cards and
idea
concepts?
that, yeah, there's a lot of things. Like, I want to eventually start testing the concept of equipment. I want to start testing the idea of stances, which I've talked to Alex about. And these are things that may not even appear in this world. They're just ideas that I've had.
I'd love to see just going forward, and I know it's early, and like as in we're still really early in Genesis's like evolution as a game, like even just like setting up. But I'd love to see more mechanical themes in sets. I guess we're 2 sets in, so like whatever.
I'll take
But
you
yeah,
back
I'd love
for
to
3
see
before it dies. So you gain nothing.
Oh.
Well, you gain 3. You lose 3. Then you gain 3.
Yeah, yes. Technically. Yeah, so mechanical themes, I mean, we tried that with Raze. It fell a little shy, and we realized as designers, we're not at that point yet. Because
what was I guess I didn't pick up on Raze.
when you mean mechanical themes, do you mean something like how, like Desperation and Pacify? Or do you mean something like what do you mean exactly?
I mean, I guess like stuff that can be like a thread that like players can latch on to. So like, I mean, I guess broad strokes, you could be like, this is the plane of alterations, and we're really gonna like this is a set of alterations, and we're really gonna lean into alterations, or like stuff like that. Like it doesn't have to be as broad strokes as entire card types. But
Bunny World.
like
so
Bunny World, or powering up, like maybe like you push I guess maybe skill or technique isn't the right word. I don't know. Are there like there isn't like a skill or technique that you can play on summons, right? They're always on.
Yeah, and there was one in Future
skill.
League. There was one in Future League before.
Okay, yeah, in Future League. But yeah, I'm trying to think of cards I printed. Yeah, skills is, I guess, the word I'm looking for. But yeah, maybe you do a set where you can put skills on, or like there's like a new type of skill that goes on your summons. But like stuff like that. Like you go in a certain direction. I mean, and then you can also do like flavor themes as well. Yeah, just something to latch onto. I'm not generic is the wrong word. But the set so far, generic feels a bad word to say because generic has like bad connotations. But it's like it feels like meat and potatoes, I guess. Like it. Yeah. It feels like we're still developing the core, which is fine. Like realistically, we're like 2 sets in, right? So.
And that's a big thing about what JLARA is supposed to be. It is supposed to be developing the core. It is supposed to be figuring out a lot of the nuances with the game, because there's a lot of things I didn't know until we started publishing things, like how weird bounce back is in the game, how weird spot removal is in the game, how there's so many other minute things that don't translate from Magic into Genesis, and that was a big learning experience for me. And then the other thing was and then when you look at what the storyline is, like you're talking about these thematic worlds, power-ups, and all this kind of stuff. What is the storyline for JLARA? Well, it is the birth of the human race on our world. It is people migrating from Mesopotamia to Egypt to India to China. Like, the world is still so young. Technology is still so young. So it's a lot of just survival of the fittest. There's these arenas where people are battling to death, and it's just, let's just battle. Let's just fight to the death. So even the storyline and the theme is very primitive and very young. All right, Darren, I think that's the checkmate.
Yeah, I also concede.
Checkmate. Yes. One other
I have
piece of feedback, I guess, that I would have brought up in the town hall, and this very much could be Reed and I still like not being that experienced with the game, but it does feel that the blue purple, what is that, Axon Chaos?
Yeah.
The Axon Chaos champions do feel a bit more build around. Like they feel like they lean more into their uniqueness more than other champions, which like I do like that, but it feels that for limited, that there isn't just like a solid blue black that can just play with like any like just assortment of blue black cards. Like it feels kind of, or sorry, blue purple.
Yeah. I know what you
yeah,
mean.
so, yeah. Like it did feel like a little like 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 there's really strong just like all rounders for Thymos Chaos, and like for Bellum Axon, but for Axon Chaos, it felt that that like the all the champions really wanted to be doing something. And it's like, does this fit my deck? Does this fit my deck? So just a feedback, if I don't know, just like I don't know, maybe like again this might be we just don't know the champions well enough, haven't played them enough, but if that's something that you guys have noticed as well, then maybe just like getting a bit more of a generic blue purple champion for a future set. Just have something for limited.
But you playing with Raze? Do you have core?
Yeah, being that is the one that Reed ended up using. And he managed to eke out a win at the last moment. But I mean that's neither here nor there, right? Like it shouldn't be the results that define things. But yeah, like core is what Reed settled on. So yeah, I get.
No, I think Axon Chaos is probably one of the hardest combinations to build in general, limited or constructed. And there's a lot of... It's weird because Chaos works really great with Thymos, and Axon works really great with Bellum, but Axon and Chaos seem to be a little weird. They're missing that umph. But I think as a generalist, core works fairly well. You have a decent amount of health, aura, you have the energy reduction. Yeah, your ability isn't super productive, but stat-wise, you're in a pretty good place. I just think the card pool is missing. When I do sealed, I tend to, like limited, I lean towards Fong or Malik. Those are the two champions I'm always looking at. But yeah. Did you want to try again, Darren? Do you want to make some sideboard changes?
I'm going to sub in for this game because he's having hard focusing on the game with the chatting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You can also see how I pilot it because for a match.
Yeah, it's good to have that reference. Yeah. All right, cool. You want to take lead, Alex?
Also, Alex, you have to turn off your DM.
That's true. That's totally unfair.
Yes, come off DM. 1 second, just a phone call.
That would be so unfair.
It's a big brain play. That's what it is.
So yeah, I think a big portion is right now we're still just learning, and I don't want to get overly ambitious. I don't want to think that we know, especially since Genesis in a lot of ways is also breaking into a new stream of gaming. It's not purely a collectible card game. It's also not purely a war game. It's kind of, okay, cool. It's kind of in that middle space, and for that reason, like, there's a lot to learn about how we just design things. Like, I never realized how good, just, it's in my hand, so how good dedicated studies would be in this game compared to other games, so it's still just...
Oh yeah, that's the draw to, discard to, yeah?
Yeah, Yeah. And like in a normal game.
No, we've latched on that too. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going first. I'm gonna go to the side. I'm gonna dedicate. Because like when the game first came out, people hated dedicated studies. Like with a burning passion. It was absurd. I'm gonna discard dedicated studies.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's card disadvantage.
Yeah.
How do you win? It's card disadvantage. But it's interesting that Transformers TCG, if you saw any of that, had a similar like player development point. I think that is where like because they used for their resource system the just like action points kind of type deal. So like you can play one sorcery and one equipment per turn, and you can flip one transformer. So it's like that is what you can do. So like in terms of drawing cards, like drawing the first extra card, yeah, that's great. Drawing a second extra card, yeah, that feels pretty good as well. But like draw 3, draw 4, draw 5.
Next
Eventually,
round.
it's just like I'm playing one of these a turn. So like if I drew 50 cards, like I'm still only playing one a turn. So like it really doesn't matter. And Genesis has a little bit of its own flavor, but a bit more player agency, I'd say, in that lore system.
So Darren, one of the advice I would give. So Core, playing him as a summoner is much different than like if you're playing newbie or anything like that. He's got a lot more health, so you don't want him hiding on the back line. You pretty much get him out front.
Yeah. The other thing is like champions who are summoners with a lot of health, I like absorbing damage for the first little while. Like let my summons rest. I don't know how Core's gonna play, but when I play long, I'm A-okay when my opponent's like, and I'm gonna hit you for 8. I'm like, sure, go for it. Angel's gonna... Oh, I hate moving the Angel too early. I'm just gonna end my turn with Nubia there. Did you sideboard?
I did not sideboard.
Okay.
Which I have some good stuff in the sideboard versus you, I just realized.
Yeah, I feel like you would have at least selective amnesia. Alright, throw that in there.
Gotta step up. Going to Elim again.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
That's a companion.
Death's Companion. I put it back here because if he ever brings the angel up to attack, then I get to counterattack. If I put it up front, it's extremely vulnerable. It's still vulnerable here. I can see he can Chrono Walker, double move, bolt shot them both.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is just the safest of all the potential spots. I guess here isn't too bad because your angel kind of body blocks you. I guess Chrono Walker. Then I got Tsunamis to deal with as well.
Yeah. No, I think this is your best.
This
would have been your number 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Continuing. Hand's not great. Secret.
Alright, I'm gonna leave you guys here because my internet connection is degrading. Like, I can no longer watch the stream. It's frozen. So, I'm just gonna head out. And also, you guys can focus on the game better that way. But yeah, thanks for talking, as always.
I'm Mobius this. Woo.
Oh, I realized there's some chats coming in. ZW, that's Steven?
Yeah.
Zany Wizard, yeah. That's how he always beats me. My problem with dedicated study when I first started playing seemed great, except I kept running out of cards in hand for some reason. Yeah, like that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize is that it is net negative in your hand size. But a big thing about this deck is you're running bad cards. Like a big thing about this game is that you're running bad cards. So that's where dedicated studies is amazing. Is that if you got cards that are so situational that you just don't need them for the game, just dedicate them away. Oh, this is interesting. It's a bit premature, but yeah, let's go with Angel over here.
Oops, I forgot. Did you draw?
Yeah, I drew.
Just general rule versus any Axon deck. You need to separate your summons as much as possible. Just because the tsunamis.
Always.
And even
I'm aware
here,
about tsunamis.
there's if he was somehow able to get here, he could get both of my Alims.
But then I'd be right in front of you, which exposes me to a whole other world of pain.
No, that's safe. That's a safe spot. Just staying there, eh? Need to do something, but I don't know what. I'm gonna move this element. Here.
Tsunamis.
Tsunamis, yeah. This Death Companion is gonna go 1, 2.
Nice. Okay.
I'm gonna go to core.
I assume another Death's Companion's coming out.
Death Companion over here.
Purely because you said this Death Companion. I'm like, oh, so there has to be a second one somewhere.
Another sea crate.
Of course, I made the deck, sort of. Of course, there's going to be at least 12 Death Companions in hand.
Yeah, always. At all times.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
5
Draw
cards.
one. Oh, now I can drop one.
Am I happy with this? Am I happy with this?
I could have played that.
I'm gonna summon a Cabus, discarding a Vata Sphinx.
That's fair.
Gonna play a Necrolich. Bringing back a Vata Sphinx.
Shiny.
And then I'm going to
Nice.
eat the Sea Crate.
Hmm.
I'm not getting the cards I want, I'll be honest. Alright, next round. I have the board, but it could go away fast.
Quite fast.
Tsunamis, bro.
Tsunamis for
You
days!
have a lot.
I just want.
And
Good.
is it Bellum, too?
So
It is.
Bellum, when you see Bellum, you're gonna worry about Bolt Shot. When you see Axon, you're gonna worry about Tsunamis.
Yep.
And when you see both, you just have to run.
Well, when you see both, then you worry about angels.
Yeah, then you worry about Angels.
True. Because they're not going to specify that they have angels in their deck when they start playing.
Yeah, that's true. But if you're playing against Nubia, you have a pretty good bet that you're playing against angels, unless you're playing against Alex. Then it could be angels or tsunamis. Or both.
Or both.
Dedicated studies. Ooh.
The Spirit of Steve deck is both.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in the corner. There's the pre-made decks. Championship decks. No. Is it?
Yeah, I'm going to discard a Mind Reading and discard a Wind Slash.
I don't.
What do you think, Darren? What are my odds?
I'm going to drop a Dodge in there.
I've played those in a deck.
Yeah, they're great cards.
I
29
also
cards
played it
remaining.
with the other Jins.
But his Sphinx hits for 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just bolt them.
Yeah, he'll respond by attacking for 3.
Yeah, that's fine. 1, 2, 3.
Nicole. Bye.
And that's it for me.
This guy's gonna attack for 3.
Yep, you got it.
He's gonna attack for 3.
Yep, down to 14.
Has Sid hit you?
Nope.
Doesn't matter who gets the first hit in, it matters who gets the last hit in.
It's true. That's, do I care if I lose the Cabas? Not really, I don't think. Oh, that's true too. Attacking you for 2. We're going in.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, I'm taking 2.
Tsunamis.
Down to 12.
Alex, tsunamis.
So Tsunami right now, I will lose a Cabas and this. If he turns to the right, I lose these 2. He's not likely to turn this way because he'd hit his own angel. Yeah.
End around, I'm gonna play Chrono Walker.
Yeah, this is the stuff that I was worried about. Okay.
Alright. Next round.
Next round.
Alright. And I think, yeah, okay. Things are gonna start dying. Let's go there. Play. Let's play Dedicated Studies. Okay, discard a Jin. Discard a Windslash. Play a Tsunami.
Response, I will attack for 3.
In response, I'll attack for 3.
Sure.
Oh wait, you're attacking me for 3?
Yeah, you for 3.
Yeah, then I won't attack you for the 3. That's fine. I'm down to 9.
At this point, me thinking Darren is down to 9. Maybe I can kill him. That's it. Maybe I can kill him. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah. It's a very strong thought. And then let's drop a second angel.
Sure. Let's weaken
Only a
this
second
angel
one?
So this one's
What
down
do
to
you have
1.
in your hand?
Let's go here
Interesting.
and wipe that out.
So remember how I said my original goal was to aggro him? It changed all quickly.
Very
My
quick.
plans immediately changed. Attack this for 2. When you get a chance to eat an angel, you're gonna eat an angel.
Attack you for
Eat the
3.
angel?
Sure.
Yeah, because now he can go over here and Mobius this angel.
I took 3 from a tsunami.
What's wrong with this angel?
That's not angel, that's Chrono Walker.
That's not it. That's Chrono Walker. That could
it's
die
a
to this
Chrono
Cabas.
Walker.
He also died of this. He died of lots of stuff. Turn. Gonna give myself another death and probably here. 10, We're going to backwards army, discard a Cabus. That.
You're facing the wrong. But it's all in the name of the angel.
Yeah. And then I will eat the angel.
Great. And then that's companion up here.
I think it's gotta go here.
Cool. Next round.
Next round.
Num.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my first Mobius of an angel. It's not a common thing.
19, 15 aura remaining. Hmm. $15 aura remaining and 2 cards in hand.
2 cards in hand.
Alright. Swing at you for 3.
Yeah, I will take it.
Here we go.
Just gonna take that out.
Alright. Swing at you for the 6.
I don't like that. Take the 6. Oh boy.
You're backwards now. What are you gonna do?
See, I want to run, but this doesn't get me any further. Attack for 5.
Chrono Walker.
Yeah.
Doing the swap here.
I'm starting to see something. The angels can't be beat.
They can. They're just really, really hard.
Yeah.
But if Alex can't do it, nobody can.
I didn't say I couldn't do it.
Tsunami?
So remember when we were deck building, I asked questions like, what do you want your deck to do? Your goal was never to
Kill.
beat angels. Yeah, you said your goal was to defeat the attack face.
That takes you down to 7.
Yep.
Another
And then he went
Tsunami.
and told Sid to play
Yep.
his angel deck.
Yep.
And then Bolt Shot.
You got me. Like the cards that I was hoping to pull, that I just never pulled, were like an Oten. Maybe an angel hit.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
Oten in
That
the
would
deck.
have changed things a lot.
A cog restrict. I was hoping for at least one cog restrict
Yeah.
to mess with you, and I just couldn't pull one.
Yeah.
Ah,
I didn't think about the O10, but in this position, you were very, very exposed. Like, one, your back was to me, so you couldn't even cog restrict, but you're at a 15 aura to begin with. So,
Yep.
you couldn't even do that. And then the way I was looking at it was, even if you decide to run, you had a creature here, I could Wind Slash at the end of your turn, do the Chrono Walker, come in and do the same thing
yeah,
again.
that's what I figured. I was just like, I may have blocked myself off here. I should have maybe summoned them here, and then I would have had this space to run this way.
Yeah, if you placed it back there, then I guess Chrono Walker would have came in from your side, but the key was, like, I was looking at your health, and I was like, how do I hit him for 19 this round? And I realized, wait a second, if I just ignore all his summons, and just throw my creatures at you, eventually you'll just die. Yeah.
Good job.
But now you'd face a sideboard.
What time is it? I should probably start making dinner though. That's the only issue.
All right, we'll show you the sideboard
Yep.
then.
Yep. Those are key.
3, 4, 5.
All right.
And then
That'll
10
help me.
tsunamis.
10 tsunamis. Yeah, that makes a big enough difference.
That makes a huge difference. So this is how I would deal with the angels.
Yeah.
Obviously, so our main deck isn't built to deal with angels. Like, the best we can do is trade with the Death's Companion and Mobius them. That is your best you can do with it. And that's hard to do. You need to continue to balance positioning until it's off position. As a summoner deck, I generally like to go second, I think, Darren. But I'm saying as a summoner deck, you generally want to go second unless you are facing a Thymos champion.
Thymos?
Yes, red champion.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they have the stun effect. Landslide, various other ones, which are only realistically good if they go first. So if they go first, exert all your stuff, you don't get a turn. So you need to go first before they get to do that stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. The Nubia Angel is just... There wasn't a whole lot in Raise that buffed it, though. That was the one thing I looked at. Yeah. Like, I think these are the only 3 cards from Raise. They're all in my hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even the Wind Slash is debatable, but I just felt like just having that Swift Speed 2 damage was just so useful. Shutdown, sure. It's just you need some variety compared to just playing a bunch of pressure points. And Breath of Jalara, it's useful. I actually, now that I've played this, I would pull them. The Angels are good enough on their own. I'd rather just focus on... like, my whole thing is let's drop 1 or 2 Angels and put on some pressure, do as much damage as you can, and then eventually just end game kill them with tsunamis and bolt shots.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, Breath of Jalara is for something where you're sort of getting a lot of value out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you need the multi-summon.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be curious to see how the with the Raise decks coming in, how the tournament will go. But I'm excited. We're gonna do a tournament. All right, I'm gonna go to dinner. But Alex, I want to touch point with you later.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks everyone who watched. And I don't know. The tournament's gonna be fun. We'll do a lot of live streaming then. That'll be good. But yeah. Alright.